challenges of life without fear. Greed and jealousy, hatred and envy, man, you have to move with care in that jungle out there. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. How you move when you're moving. Which direction you're going. You got to be careful.
It's real. It's 91. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Carriacou. Good morning, Petey Martinique and friends in the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. Good morning to you, wherever you are at this particular point in time. My name is Andre Donald. And of course, with me this morning, my co-host, as per usual, on Thursday mornings, none other than JD. JD, good morning to you. Let us pray.
Good morning, Mr. Donald. Good morning to all the listeners. This morning, we want to recognize Jehovah Jireh, Lord, our provider. But my God shall supply all your needs according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus. Philippians chapter 4, verse 19. Do you know that Jehovah Jireh is one of the many names of God? Jehovah Jireh means God is our provider and can supply all of our needs and not our wants. How can we get God to provide all of our needs? Matthew chapter 6, verse 33 says, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you. In Genesis chapter 22, Jehovah Jireh, we start Jehovah Jireh providing a lamb for Abraham to be sacrificed in place of his son Isaac. At Calvary, we saw God sacrificing his only begotten son, Jesus, to save us from our sins. How do you need God to provide for you or someone you know? Take a minute, ask him to do it. Have you seen God providing for you in the past? Take a minute and thank him for it. There is nothing too big that God cannot provide for us. The Lord is our provider. He loves us and he has a good plan for our life. He wants to bless us so we can fulfill his plans and purpose in order for us to enjoy a new life. His word tells us who he is and how we can access everything we need through Christ. The problem is sometimes we miss out on what God wants to do in our lives because we go to people expecting them to give us what we need instead of God. Now God will work through the people he puts in our lives to help us, but we need to go to him first and let him determine the best way to meet our needs. God is the rewarder of those who diligently seek, of those who diligently and honestly seek him. We must not seek things instead of God. Our relationship with God needs to be our number one priority all the time, because everything we need is found in him. When we seek God to know him more and to learn the right way to live, then we can have confidence that he will take care of everything that concerns us and meet all of our needs. Father God, Jehovah Jireh, we graciously thank you for supplying all of our needs. We trust you to meet every need in our life today. We are not only thanking you for material things, but for being our healer, comforter, for wisdom, peace, and joy. May we live in your grace, forgiveness, mercy, and strength. May we rest in you with confidence that you are Jehovah Jireh, our provider. For your grace is sufficient for us. Give your angels charge over us. For you, Jehovah, truly cares for us. Let us not be dismayed whatever the tide. For beneath your wings we shall safely abide. For all our needs you will provide. Nothing we ask you will deny. For surely God, you will take care of us. And this We thank you and pray in Jesus' most precious and holy name. Amen.
Amen. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm there in the G's of God.
In the what?
In the G's of God.
In the G's?
Yeah.
What is the G's?
His glory, His grace, His goodness, and His glad tidings. 4 G's.
Okay. There's one more G.
Yes, you could add, I guess.
Grenadian.
Oh. By both, by national.
Say again?
By both, or by,
You that speak to him all the time, so the best thing for you to do is to ask him when he was born. You speak to him all the time, you know.
You don't speak to him?
Huh?
You don't speak to him?
Nah, he speaks to
He
me.
speaks to you. That's good.
Yeah.
But do you listen when he speaks to you?
Now you want to find out my business.
Well, no, sometimes we hear about time, we don't listen. And that's a key part, listening when he speaks. When was the last time he spoke to you?
This morning,
Okay. What did he tell you?
get up, you go late. You,
What time it was when you wake you?
huh?
What time that was?
5 minutes past 6.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I guess.
What's interesting, you know, I know I woke up at about 3:30,
Yeah.
and I just like, okay, let me chill. And I'm chilling.
Chilling.
And then that's when he speaks to me and say, oh, get up, you're late. You know? And I do so, and I look at the clock, 5 minutes past 6. I'm
You
like,
see, if you was talking to him, then you would not have, fall asleep. I woke up about 1:30 this morning. 1:30.
why would you wake up at 1:30?
That's when I go to bed very early. I wake up 1:30. I with my plans that I walk on the road.
You just want to mind your business?
You see, I only something over in church. See other things. All other things that if you're not be seeing who's sleeping out, who will listen to go.
No, older person said to me,
Yeah.
don't walk the road. You could walk the road every time up to 1 o'clock. Between 1 and 3, don't walk the road.
Exactly so.
So I'm like, well, why don't walk the road between 1 and 3?
Yeah.
You see, that's when spirit does walk.
No, only spirit. That when thief will be outside.
Yeah, well, I guess. Yes.
Because one morning I woke up. That time they had broken the bar in the mother's there.
Oh, the injunction?
The junction there. And I above them and I hearing the noise, but not thinking, I said, what making all this noise there? And I above the hill there.
Which,
By where the garden, on the main garden.
Yeah.
Right over the hill there. So I went out there. I get up early and I went out there and I hearing this noise. Blow. I said, but no, I can't be thief making all this noise in this and bowl, not necessarily, you hear anything, blow. I said, but no, thief can be doing this.
did you go down?
No, I know what. I stood up there and I
Did you see anything?
I didn't see no. I only hear the noise. I said, but yeah, that's something.
But you're an accessory to the fact. You didn't report it, so you're an accessory to the fact.
I don't know. Well, I just.
Well, yeah, if you didn't report something, then you're supposed to be locked up.
But I think they found some of the stolen articles in the other house, Lord, the abandoned house when you're coming onto the bridge.
By me?
Before the bridge,
Oh, where Mike was?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, these are between 1 and 3. These are always, you.
Yeah, that's when
cautious.
thief walking, that's when spirit walking, you
And
don't
that-
walk the road
and
between
you-
1 and 3.
And that when dog will be sleeping, eh?
That is when dogs go to sleep,
Yeah,
between 1 and 3 o'clock.
3, something about, I don't know, you could walk the whole
I
road.
tell you, but the older person said to me, that's when they were walking the road,
And you
boy.
hear that dog back, You walking the road.
Dog for devil? Yeah, seriously. So how's your week, man?
Good, yeah. Trying to prepare land. That's what I'm doing now.
Preparing lines.
Yeah, for whenever, you had to be prepared. Preparation is key.
So, how much land you think you'll get prepared? How many pieces you getting prepared this year?
Well, I want to do about 3 pieces.
All right, so
So,
okay. The normal piece right by you on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
That's one, right?
That's turn up a reserve. Yeah, I have plans for that. Yeah, no, I'm not doing nothing there yet, but I have some plans.
I see you had some corn. They didn't do well.
Excellent, man.
They did excellent?
Yeah,
I didn't get, so that I saying they didn't do well.
I got 2 heads of corn on one.
On most of them?
On one tree.
Wow. So who did you sell your corn to?
Your neighbor who was selling down by the bridge.
Oh, the young lady?
The young lady, yeah, she bought, she bought it, and there was some else. I mean, I didn't
Big
sell.
ears of corn or just...
Big ears, I couldn't sell it for normally they pay $2 for air. But these I reserved them, and there were a few people I gave. They own all the land more.
So
not reserved.
Oh, I realized. Did my uncle get any?
Sure.
Oh, I'm talking loud because I know you listen.
Sure, man. Yeah, young the most. Young top of the.
But you always telling me about the green corn porridge. We'll talk about that. Let's take drumsticks. Drums, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
To Judy.
Go ahead.
A reading from the Word of God, Mark chapter 6, verses 34. And Jesus, when he came out, saw much people, and was moved with compassion towards them, because they were asleep, not having a shepherd. And he began to teach them many things. And when day was now far spent, his disciples came unto him and said, This is a desert place, and now the time is far past. Send them away, that they may go into this country round about, into the villages, and buy themselves bread, for they had nothing to eat. He answered and said unto them, Give them to eat. And they said unto him, Shall we go and buy 200 penny worth of bread, and give them to eat? He said unto them, How many loaves have ye? Go and see. And when they knew, they said 5, and 2 fishes. He commanded them to make them sit down in compassion upon the green grass. And they sat down in rams and hundred and by fleeters. And when he had taken the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, he looked up to heaven and blessed and broke the loaves and gave them to the disciples to sit before them. And the 2 fishes divided among them all. And they did eat and were filled. This is the end of the scripture reading.
Thank you very much. And how are you today?
I'm good.
Have you been, Aurelia, good morning again. Have you been eating and been filled and having overflow?
Yes, I ate, not to say overflow, but I ate to satisfy.
Well, yes, but you have enough that you could spare.
Yes, give somebody out of it.
Out of it, right?
Yeah.
And has God been blessing you and providing with all of your needs?
Yes, of course, yes.
Well, that's great, and that's good. That's great. That's gracious.
And more he bless me, more I give. So
exactly.
Always.
He blessed him that gives.
Yes.
And him that receives.
Yes, because Sunday gone we couldn't have go and into the homes and them, but we was in many homes. We went in Queen Elizabeth, we went in Dirty Hopkins, we went just to deliver things to them.
Right, that's good.
Yes. Of my own and what people give me and what the church give. And
okay.
That was very, very good.
But sometimes you must reach out to your neighbors, and you don't have to go that far. Sometimes there are people right in your area who needs, for you to reach out to them.
Yes, I does. I does give people around me.
That's good. You're on the right track, man.
I just give people, even if I give right in my yard or what.
Yes, yeah.
Wrong about my area, I just give people things.
Right.
Children and.
Yeah, that's.
Yes, I does.
That's wonderful. Mm-hmm. Great shall be your crumbs.
Yes.
When you get there. All right. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, and have a same to you, Mr. Andrew.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a happy day.
You too. Where's your daughter?
Well, the man must have gone to work already, and all must be waiting, but the other one not there.
Tell Olive to send me a picture of you. I need to do something with it.
Okay. Okay.
When she come out to the bathroom, tell her to send me a picture of you.
Okay.
But Oriel, before you go, I wouldn't hear about the girls, but never hearing about the
Yes,
house.
I have some boys, you know.
I have some boys, but never hear about the husband.
The husband, or there are no husband.
I don't marry. I don't marry, and I'm living with my children. I am living alone and insurance inside here.
The only other man except her sons who are allowed there is me. Nobody else. No other man can go in the house. Her sons and me.
I thought you did plan to go and look for one day. Yeah.
I ain't planning it.
You planning it?
We're not planning, oh no. All right, take care.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, have a nice day.
Yeah, God bless you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Great Radio 91.9, 91.5, www.realfmgrenada.com. So,
Yeah.
we were talking about something before we went to the break. The corn, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were telling me about how nice it is to grate corn and to make
I don't grate it, I blend it. Shell it, blend it.
Well, the difference is this whatever.
No, when you grate it, you lose quite a lot on the cob. So if you could shell it out, and it's easy to shell. You take a knife and you pare out one row by row, and it gets it all easy, and you blend that. But
yeah. Thanks for telling me how to do it.
Yeah, but you see, when I do it, I put 3 milk in it. I put coconut milk, condensed milk, and evaporate, and I'm not a milkman, so then I cannot.
I would use coconut milk, maybe some evap. Definitely not condensed milk.
I know, that's why, so when it brings out, all these three together.
No, I can't bring out anything. You're compressing, or you're suppressing the corn.
It gives you a nice.
You have to boil it?
Yeah, you have to boil it. It gives you a nice creamy.
Well, yeah, you can get that with the coconut milk. And when I say the coconut milk,
the liquid.
No.
The local coconut, yeah, half grain.
No, well, what you do is that you take the same the food from the jelly.
All right, yeah. Yeah, half grain.
And you put that in there.
Yeah, blend it.
And you blend it, and then you can boil all of it together.
The hawks do.
But but no, you blend in.
I know. I just play.
Yeah, you blending everything together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there you go. You got that.
It's creamy, man, and it tastes.
Yeah, I don't know how it tastes because I don't have space to plant corn.
Next crop, next time next.
You get none like you want me to plant corn this step. Find that's how you get none these days.
Yeah, the place you could plant,
Yeah, I know. I have a this afternoon, I have a project that I want to do with a guy. But I want to clean up the area.
Right.
So I could and prepare the ground, so I could replant a lot of the stuff that I had. Because I spoke to the guy up in Rose Hill already to get plants from him. Remember the guy we went to?
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna replant a lot of stuff, and then I'm still waiting on my friend to drop off the things that I want. But I'm gonna use the refrigerators. I'm gonna use them still and wake up some of the stuff in tires.
Yeah,
wake up some of the stuff there and organize for that.
Yeah,
but in the tires, I want to plant things that I don't know what yet. I don't know what, like the tires are the black. Mm-hmm. I want to plant something there. I don't know what it is yet.
Or you could do and then you could do some cucumbers. You could do.
Maybe I might do. No, maybe in the tires at the back, maybe I might do some beans.
Yeah, you could do beans, yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably do some beans there.
I have a red skin one. That bears pretty good.
Probably do some beans there. Mm-hmm. And do some, and then take the pots that I have there. Yeah, take the pots and...
you need to move from where they are.
Yeah, I'm going to move them.
Yeah.
I'm going to move them and... I'm gonna put them. This is a nice place. I'm gonna put them over the septic tank.
It's safe there.
Yeah, they're safe there, and probably in a couple of them, about 2 or 3 of them, plant cucumbers.
Yeah, good.
And and give them the runners right there, like do some runners from the house to the pot, So the cucumbers can run on that?
I got somebody, I think it was 5 runners. You could do beans, cucumber. It's a plastic material. When you open it up, it's about, when it's closed, it's about maybe about 2 feet. When it's open up, it could go as far as probably 8 feet in height.
Oh.
And it gives you a nice, so that,
You want to sell me one of those?
Yeah,
How much?
$100 for one.
If that's what you want, that's what you want. Your thing is yours, you know. You do on your conscience, don't mind it.
Here, we have discount. 200% discount.
As long as you owe me.
But no, I have some plans. I spoke to a young lady last week. I'm doing a nursery. It's the piece by the river.
Right down by the river?
The piece on the other side of the road there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Where you usually get the mold from.
Right, yeah. She's interested in doing a nursery. She's already doing nursery, but she having some problems with she had. So I says, come in here. You could, all you had to get was water there. We could do a nursery there, and then you could use that portion of land. The whole portion of land could be yours, And I need to, some people get that whole portion.
That portion could act as a nursery, but so long as I can get
No.
topsoil there when I'm ready.
She only doing, but she used the land to plant,
No, as long as I can get topsoil.
You have soil. And right now, boy, I see some good topsoil,
Where?
Higher up by, top by me there.
Oh,
You
really?
pass me, yeah. We could go and come out.
No, we ain't different, but I'm crazy. It's to lock us up. You're looking for lock up right
A lot of
now.
soil, boy. A lot of soil. And they bank it on the other side of the road. You see that?
Oh, they excavated it already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. They won't miss that.
Nah, they take a 2 bucket, they won't miss that.
Actually, yeah. I have buckets, so I had 2 buckets.
Yeah. They
And the
shouldn't
one that
miss
you
that.
had 3 buckets. So, yeah, we could take some soil now while it's available.
Yeah, but I within this afternoon and the weekend, I want to handle the area. It's a pity I can't. I'm not going to do the brancas. I'm not going to touch them at all because I don't want to put something on it and then when I get, then I have to move. So I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to.
Well, you could get some soil there. You get some topsoil.
Yeah, we'll get some soil and I'll organize and then.
Even where I plowed, I could even get some from where I plowed.
There you go. Good morning, Grenada. Caribbean to the world. Hey, like us and share us on Facebook this morning.
You're walking. What you say when you're talking, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
As we continue on a Thursday morning at 26 minutes after the 7 o'clock hour. Good morning to you, Jason Robertson.
Morning to you, Andre. Morning to our listeners of Real FM. Let's take a look at the weather for today, Thursday, the 15th day of April, 2021. At Point Selling, it is fair. A gentle breeze is from the east at 11 miles per hour. The barometric pressure is 12.7 millibars, which is below normal and rising. The present temperature, 26.2 degrees Celsius, relative humidity, 86%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 29.7 degrees Celsius, and the minimum last night, 25.4 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, we had no rainfall at the airport. The total for the month remains at 1.9 millimeters. Now for the public forecast for Grenada, Carrick-on, PT, Martinique Valley for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be generally fair and breezy. Today's maximum temperature should reach 31 degrees Celsius. Wind will be east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 14 to 24 miles per hour. Seas should be moderate, waves up to 4 feet in open waters. Tide is currently rising. Will be at 7:30 a.m. and low at 1:45 p.m. Sunset today 6:20, sunrise tomorrow 5:56. To repeat the forecast, the weather is expected to be generally fair and breezy. From the Maurice Bishop International Airport, Jason Robertson reporting.
Thank you very much, Jason. Have a pleasant morning.
Okay.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent, perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines, yet suitable for your hand wash, soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness, keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents, soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Who wants to save 30%? Everybody! Now more than ever, Flow understands the need to make your dollar stretch. Our new bundles can help you save 30% off your current bill. Plus, get a free speed upgrade on your in-home internet. Simply add your mobile to your current home services account and save 30%. It's easy. Sign up now and save. All on the most reliable fixed and mobile network on island. Visit a Flow store or call us at 1-800-804-2994 for more information. Flow, it only gets better. Terms and conditions apply.
Green's Concept introduces the latest innovation in air conditioning technology in Grenada, providing the most energy efficient, environmentally friendly air conditioning units in Grenada. Using a natural refrigerant, all air conditioning unit systems are up to 40% more energy efficient than the current units used in the Grenadian market. Powerful cooling while using less electricity and very inexpensive. That means more money in your pocket. We offer free delivery to all locations of installation and installed by top quality trained professional engineers with over 20 years experience in the business. Contact Green's Concept 417-5460 or 442-1663. Email greensconcept@gmail.com. At Green's Concept, we cool you and the planet.
Green's Consti 4000 BTU have been saving.
To our frontline workers, you matter. We value you. You have kept Grenada safe, and we tried our best to protect you with the tools we had: personal protective equipment, testing, and information. Today we can go further. We now offer you the COVID vaccine. It's our way of saying we appreciate you, we need you, and our goal is to preserve your life. So get vaxxed. It's your best shot. A message from the Ministry of Health.
Did you know that the offshore islands in the Grenadines are globally important for their number and diversity of seabirds? Seabirds are important for showing if our oceans are healthy and help fisherfolk to find fish, understand weather, and navigate. Unfortunately, seabirds in the region are rapidly disappearing. There are simple things that you can do to help ensure that these birds are found in the Grenadines for generations to come. 1. Don't eat seabirds or their eggs. 2. Properly dispose of litter so birds are not tangled in it or mistake it for food. 3. Avoid disturbing birds that are resting or nesting. And 4. Do not set fires in seabird nesting areas, as they harm wildlife, destroy habitat, and cause erosion, smothering nearby reefs.
There comes a time in every household when a loved one passes on, and we all need the support and guidance of a trusted friend. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home has been your dedicated friend. And now, for your convenience and added financial ease, we introduce specially designed complete funeral packages from as low as $5,500. Same professional quality services, but now greater choices at the lowest possible prices. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit LaCroix Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. Conditions apply. Serving you from locations in St. George's, Grenville, and Carriacou. Call us at 440-2302 any time of day. LaCroix Brothers Funeral Home, continuing a tradition of excellence.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway, St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. Now you know, Thursday mornings, yes, definitely an agricultural time. That's a given. We all know that. The thing, though, is that what we have to understand, these are different times. Definitely different times. And there are decisions that are made, and sometimes they fly over our head, especially the farmers, because a lot of the time, the farmers themselves don't get to listen to the radio. We know that they make it their duty to listen on Thursday mornings because it is for them. So this Thursday morning, there's a clip I'd like to play for the farmers. Just listen to this. Just stop talking and play this. JD will probably be hearing this for the first time, so I'd like him to comment on it after he hears it. Listen.
So whatever changes would apply to either persons who are fully vaccinated, and that is, when we say fully vaccinated, we mean at least 2 weeks after you have received your second dose of one of the WHO approved vaccines, or at least 2 weeks after after the approved single dose vaccine. All right. So we have there are several examples of the 2-dose vaccines, such as the AstraZeneca, the Moderna, the Pfizer, and so on. And single-dose vaccine, I believe the only one that we have on the market right now is the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. All right, so a fully vaccinated person is a person who have at least 2 weeks would have passed after they have received their second dose. And of course, so it would be between them and persons who are either unvaccinated or partially vaccinated. So soon the updated guidelines would be released with regards to these two groups.
So, in essence, JD, what did you hear? As a farmer, what did you hear?
Something. What was the purpose? Yes, I knew I had a vaccine, but do I miss something as to?
Let me play it again.
Outlining.
Let me play it again.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever changes would apply to either persons who are fully vaccinated, and that is, when we say fully vaccinated, we mean at least 2 weeks after you have received your second dose of one of the WHO approved vaccines, or at least 2 weeks after after the approved single dose vaccine. All right, so we have there are several examples of the 2-dose vaccines, such as the AstraZeneca, the Moderna, the Pfizer, and so on. And single dose vaccine, I believe the only one that we have on the market right now is the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. All right, so a fully vaccinated person is a person who have at least 2 weeks would have passed after they have received their second dose. And of course, so it would be between them and persons who are either unvaccinated or partially vaccinated. So soon the updated guidelines would be released with regards to these two groups.
Do you understand anything from that? from a farmer's perspective, do you understand anything by that?
I'm still lacking the purpose. Why, as for farmers, why, what is the purpose of it really? I'm still missing that piece. When I say
you can ask me, why did I decide to play this for the farmers? Because he's not necessarily speaking to the farmers. He's speaking to the nation.
General, yeah, okay.
Right? Now you can ask me if you want to, Andre, why did you play this for the farmers?
Yeah, well, that's correct.
What he's speaking to, he's speaking about persons being fully, partially, and unvaccinated. Right? So he's saying that in the coming weeks, the Ministry for Health and their COVID team, they will be rolling out different benefits for persons who are fully vaccinated, partially vaccinated, and unvaccinated. So it's like going to heaven. You vaccinated, you go to heaven. You're unvaccinated, you don't go in heaven. I ain't saying you're going in hell. You probably just stay right here. Do you understand? I can't tell anybody going in hell. No, I wouldn't do that. So you fully vaccinated, definitely. You don't care where you're on your wings. You're going in heaven. You're partially vaccinated, you're in purgatory. That's what they call it. That's what they call it, right? Purgatory, right? Purgatory, yeah. So you half vaccinated, you're there in purgatory. Right?
You're not vaccinated.
Well, you're staying right here. I don't say you're going nowhere else. I say you're staying right here.
Yeah, because this thing...
That is what it is. So the farmers know, a farmer going to sell, if a farmer is fully vaccinated and he has produce to sell, it is better for him, it is easier for him to come in contact with people at the Sandals, at the Lafayette Blas, at the Radissons and the different hotels. It's easier for him to come in contact with them because he's fully vaccinated. And when he calls and say, hey, I'd like to come in to talk about my produce, the first question they would ask, are you vaccinated? That's the first question they will ask. And when he says, yes, I'm fully vaccinated, well, come on down, bro. Let's talk. That is what they want. That is what that is saying for the farmers.
Because another thing too, before you go approach them, you have to have ID card to sell.
Yes.
So now that is another compulsory to compulsory to drop off your products or produce to the hotels if you don't have,
If you don't have the ID card, you can't go. So now if you don't have that passport kind of thing to show that you're fully vaccinated, then the possibility exists that the company may not deal with you. Because they would not want to put their workers at risk. Right? Do you understand? And even if, let us suppose you say, okay, fine, Andre is vaccinated and Andre has farm and you, JD, you're not vaccinated, so you're going to give Andre a produce. It might not work that way because your card, your farmer's ID card has to do so and back up the fact that you have 10 acres of tomatoes.
Yeah, I see where this thing coming from. Yeah.
So now you understand why I played it for the farmers.
Yeah, and then as a matter of fact, too, if you look what happened in St. Vincent, the cruise ship are not taking people.
That is not true.
That's not true?
No.
I don't know.
That is not, well, based on statements being made from the cruise ship, right? Statements coming from the owners, they say, no, that's a government thing. It has nothing to do with them.
Okay.
They're saying that, hey, this doesn't have anything to do with us. We are here to take the people wherever we have to take the people. However, the rules or the regulations for persons getting onto the cruise ship, that is left up to government.
Right, okay.
Right? So they're not saying that they didn't say it, but they're just saying that this is left up to government.
Because I think one of the ministers, the Minister of Tourism got into trouble by make a statement, and I think he was penalized for that. About his, made a statement saying that you have to have the vaccine or whatever, and that bring a lot of talk about it.
This Vincentian thing is still a bit. I want them to sort it out. I want them to sort out. They have to sort out whether or not people want to leave St. Vincent, because you are hearing from the authorities there that people are not interested in leaving. However, I'm speaking to a couple of people there, not only Pat, but I'm speaking to other people and say, yeah, there are people who want to leave. People who don't want to take their chances staying in St. Vincent. They want to leave based on the fact that well, some people call it the girl, some people call it the fella, but I call it the thing, based on the fact that the thing is still happening. You know, I looked on Grenadian farmers, and I say this straight up, Grenadian farmers, you got to learn. You got to learn. You have good soil. You have good backings. Remember I said that you have good soil, you have good backings by your government and other authorities. Grenadian farmers, you have got to learn. What has happened in St. Vincent is disastrous.
Yeah.
To their coconut trees, to their breadfruit trees, to their whatever. It is disastrous. You should have been in a better position so as to benefit. But you are not.
Because they benefited when Ivan passed.
Of course. But Grenadian farmers are not in a position to benefit.
Yeah.
Because everybody thinking that, okay, fine, what they have to plant is cabbage, tomato, lettuce, and pak choy. That is all they're planting in it. Like if that alone that they in the world. Three crops. Three crops.
Yeah.
And other root crops like yams and potatoes and eddos and whatever. You ain't planting that. Grenadian farmers. You get left again because if you go and plant root crops now, you're at the same stage with the Vincentian farmer. You know why? Because he's just going to start to plant back at the same time with you by the time this thing finishes. We've got one call. We're going to take that call and then we have our agricultural update with Mina. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Donald.
Camille Theresa Scott, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
How you doing?
Are they?
You dressed up nice this morning.
That is my business. You just want to mind my business.
And they said Camille blind, she can see.
Yesterday.
What?
I was in Sardis yesterday.
Yeah, I know you was in Sardis yesterday.
Yeah.
Woman.
I want to say good morning to Abby and her mom. And Abby, that food was good.
Yeah.
That food was good, and Janda, I enjoyed that ride. He took his time with me. I was like a tourist yesterday, and I get thanks for everything,
So you alone on the bus?
I'm coming back up there.
What you come up?
I'm taking a day every week to come up.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
You'll be yourself.
Donald,
yes, love.
You're talking about tea farmers. I plant coconuts. I don't have much land, but around my house. I have about 4 coconut plants. I look have another one there. I plant so. I'm looking for, I have one cocoa plant. So it's not, I plant little things. When the farmer man come and watch the place to give me my ID back, because I'm going to renew. He tell me people have how much acres and they don't have what I have on around my house.
So you have a farmer's ID?
Congratulate me for that.
You have a farmer's ID, Cami?
Yes, I'm with my ID, yes.
Good
and
for you.
And I get another one.
Good for you.
I plant yam. Already, you know. And I'm looking for some again to for somebody, anybody that listening, any farmer that listening. I'm looking for some atuta yam. That plant going out.
The yellow yam.
The yellow bitter one, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a friend that's coming in grade, and when he comes, that's all he eats.
You can get that in.
I plant some because I bought some from a guy from Willis. And I planted already.
They have a lot of that in Birch Grove area.
You know what I saw yesterday, Mr. Donald?
Tell me.
Because I live from St. George, I go through Grenville, and all that past, there is farmers by the road, in some little shack who tie up their cable, tomatoes, all right. Tomatoes, cabbage, lettuce, all the things, everybody selling something. What's going on?
Well, they have no avenues. I mean, that is true. Between
Grenville,
Grenville,
somebody has something by the road. String beans.
Between Grenville and probably
right?
Yeah, a lot of other styles on the road. Yeah, quite a lot.
The reason for that too, Cammy, before you run off, because we got a program to play. Before you run off, the reason for that, and to all the listeners, here's what is happening. They're taking the tomatoes ripe to bring to sell. No.
Bring it green.
Bring the tomatoes green.
Yes. Yes.
or half ripe, give
Yes.
me the opportunity to watch them ripe and to use it when I want. But when you
Yes.
sell it to me ripe, I
Yes.
have to use it within a day or two. It's gone.
Yes.
So
You have a lady who brought some for me. She bring them half green and she bring green one. So when the people that was for the Easter people bought, they get all after Easter they have. Because still have some. And you can see that is pen manual they use because it's still the form and hand.
all right, gotta go.
Have a good day, good work, Grenada.
Take care, my
And
love.
I will send up a shot.
You get Asham yesterday too?
I love you. You look nice yesterday, anyhow. I don't know you get nice, so anyhow. I'm coming for that day with you. Bye-bye.
Take care, love. Okay, great.
Love you.
Yeah,
Dolan morning.
All right, love you too, babes. Take care. Good. It's real. It's 91.9. We've got that program from the Ministry of Health with Mina Booker, Ministry of Agriculture. Lord have mercy, Mary and Joseph. I getting mad this morning. Yeah, because I'm stuck on health because I want people to be healthy. Right. Mina Booker, she's next.
Good morning to you, Mr. Donald, and good morning to your listeners. This morning, we at the Ministry of Agriculture, we keep the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in our prayers as they are battling with the effects of the La Soufrière volcano. As a result of this natural disaster, there have been reports that many of our locals have been affected by the ashfall from the neighboring country. This not only affects us as humans, but may also impact our plants and animals. Considering this, the ministry encourages the following. Vegetables like lettuce, cabbages, and cauliflower, which are often eaten directly from the field, should be washed thoroughly before consumption. If they are not yet ready for harvest, we encourage farmers to clean them using a light sprinkler, and we also suggest that this is done before heavy rainfall. Additionally, it may not be best to sell these vegetables to the public if they are covered in ash. For animals, it is important to provide fresh, clean water. Also, if animals are exhibiting signs of respiratory illness or difficulty stooling, we encourage you to contact a veterinarian. Bathe animals to remove ash from the skin. It is recommended that an animal or animals should be showered around midday to allow them to dry properly. Also today, we would like to inform listeners that the hierarchy of the Royal Grenada Police Force and the Ministry of Agriculture has begun conversations surrounding the approach that needs to be taken to effectively address the problem of predial larceny. Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin, together with Assistant Commissioner of Police Jesmond Prince and John Mitchell, consulted with the Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Peter David, recently on the issue. Minister David relayed his optimism for the future of predial larceny. With the collaboration from the general public and commitment from the RGPF, he says predial larceny could become a thing of the past.
I'm certain that all of us in society see the need. You know, COVID-19 has taught us the importance of agriculture. COVID-19 has taught us that agriculture is not only important for livelihoods, but it's also important for food security. And if we truly want to build this society and develop this society, we must all engage in agricultural development, not as farmers, but certainly we can do it as consumers, and we can do it as persons who are looking out to ensure that predial larceny is eradicated from this society.
A number of strategies were discussed, and they are expected to have positive effects through collaboration with farmers and the general public.
The challenges are multidimensional, and therefore I think our response also has to be multidimensional. There's an issue of resources as it relates from within the police force, having adequate resources to address that problem. And we discussed that in the meeting as well, and different pathways that can be taken to address this problem. We also have the issue, and a critical element of it has to do with cooperation and collaboration. And a main element of this will be the issue of having collaboration with farmers in addressing this particular problem.
Additionally, Commissioner Martin says the mindset of the general public also needs addressing, as they too have a part to play in the increase of the crime. He says there needs to be a societal approach in curbing the issue.
Not all of the predial larceny, I believe, is associated with the actual issue of providing bread and butter or a meal. But some of it is done for profit. And this is where our concern is. We have a set of persons that are deemed as receivers who purchase the predial produce from persons that steal them. And we need to have a serious approach in addressing to that. So we need to make sure that members of the public have a comprehensive understanding of the problem of predial larceny so that the wider community, not just police and farmers, can factor in to whatever approaches is necessary for us to stem this problem.
And that was our agricultural update for this week. We thank you for your continued indulgence. We are also reminding farmers and the general public that news and information, initiatives and processes, as well as tips, can be found on social media. Our social media accounts, Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Instagram, Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry, and on Twitter at MOA Grenada. You can also reach our PR team on WhatsApp number 417-2634. Farmers and the general public can also reach out to us for information and support. Information can be retrieved from the main office at the Sir Eric Matthew Gary Botanical Gardens on 440-2708, or the district agricultural offices, the Eastern Agricultural District at Grenville on 442-7249, the Western Agricultural District at Black Bay 444-9049, the Northern Agricultural District at Plains 442-9316, the Southern Agricultural Office at Wester Hall on 440-4862. Thank you again, and we do wish everyone a blessed and productive Thursday.
Say what you just said.
Great.
Say it again.
Great.
I told you.
No, listen to me.
I told you.
You misunderstand.
I didn't misunderstand you at all.
I have nothing against.
I didn't say you have anything against her. Was what? Was what?
The ministry. Because they said something hot and then, they come.
Mina doesn't come from the bowels of the ministry.
Right.
I told you that.
That was my concern.
Mina came from here. Listen.
I know that.
Let me tell you something. What is interesting about this young lady, yeah? And this, a lot of people must know. When Mina started this, yeah? Mina did not start wanting to be in the media. She did not start one. When Mina came to Real FM years ago as an Imani, she said to me, Mr. Dahl, I don't really like this. This is not what I want. I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? And Mina was more on the healthcare side. And I'm like, okay, but you could do this. And look at her today. I mean, Maxine, give me a quick sit down right there, Maxine. Give me a quick sit down right there. Because wherever, just choose your, pick your poison. pick your poison. Mina, do you remember when yourself and Mina and others came to Real FM?
Mm-hmm.
Remember Mina saying that she does not want to do media, she wanted to do health thing? Was that it?
I think.
Was it food and nutrition? Or
yeah.
One of them.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that? And look at her today. She's a girl.
Yes.
And if the thing is, and I say this maybe to her detriment, but what is going to happen is this. If anything happens to her, people are going to know because I'm going to speak and you're going to speak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this. The other people who are chosen to be PR specialists in the different ministries, take a page out of the girl book now.
Definitely.
She on top of her game. Out of her book.
She on top of her game.
Mina's created Twitter, SoundCloud, whatever, Anyway,
Instagram and
every single thing.
YouTube.
Everything. And she's sending me messages. What is she sending me?
What do I?
I don't understand.
Hope she don't cry.
No. No. You know those things that she usually sends.
I just stop
Where
doing
does
this
she get them?
thing.
Where does she get them?
I stick a thing now. She only downloaded this thing. I tell her stop sending this thing.
No, but she's good at what she does.
Yes.
She's good at what she does, and of course she learned it in the best family possible. She learned it right here.
Most
And we're there with her. We're going to give her all the encouragement. And we're saying to you in the Ministry of Education, to you in the Ministry of Health, you have the same. You see, all of them were really, here's what they want to do. Press conference. And they get one press conference a year. That's all.
So that's nice then.
Yeah, that's it. You get one press conference. Mina give a press. Mina is concerned about getting information to the farmers.
Of course.
That's what it is. It's getting information to the farmers. Not about having press conferences. Huh?
She should be the minister.
Not yet. We go organize that.
Hope you run out. I'm gonna vote for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, we voted. Mina. Listen, Mina Buka. Mina Buka.
Hey, I didn't front the train. I waved my flag in front of the train for you.
Mina Buka. Mina Buka.
In time to come.
In time to come. Seriously.
That's right.
Thank you. How you doing, girl?
I'm good.
Your hair looks better this morning. Better than the other day when you had it all Raggedy Ann.
It wasn't Raggedy Ann. What was the other day?
The day when you had it just all Raggedy Ann up.
No, it was supposed to stay down.
No, it's just Raggedy Ann. I thought that's what I saw.
It's still a bit tight though. Can I have the key? Thank you.
Here's the key.
Let me go.
Take care. Good. It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5. Good morning, Joan. Joan is in London, and Joan says the weather is nice in England today. Irvin, good morning. How you doing, my brother? Here's hoping that you're having a wonderful day. Francis, yeah. Is it Corporal Francis? Yeah, I think he did make Corporal. He's retired, though. He's some in St. Andrew. David Cap Charles. Olaf Aludi. What's up, bro? My good African brother. How you doing? Okay, happy birthday says good morning. Good morning, happy birthday. So,
yeah, I need to say good morning to the Callis family, and they should be listening.
Mm-hmm.
So Mama Callis and her two children, Matthew and Margaret, they are here and for the funeral, which is next Thursday, almost there. So they're all free from quarantine now, so.
I thought you said they're free from COVID.
No, they're from quarantine.
They're free from quarantine, okay.
Yeah. So they could mix and mingle freely. And
that is not correct.
Yeah.
They're off quarantine, and that is what some people in quarantine need to know also. You're off quarantine. While yes, it gives you the authority to leave your home and to go out. And while yes, you can mix and mingle, but you still need to be careful.
Yeah,
you still need to wear your mask. You still need to sanitize your hands, and you still need to observe the whole aspect of distancing. You probably wouldn't do 6 feet. You probably do 3, you probably do 2. But you must observe distancing if you're not dealing with people in your household. You have to still. So distancing still applies. Wearing of the mask still applies. And of course, washing hands as often as possible, that still applies. If you have your bottle of sanitizer in your bag, that is great too. So being off quarantine does not give you a license to play carnival. Doesn't give you a license to play carnival. You have a lot of information, I know. Planting dates and things. What you got this morning,
planting dates is only for above the ground, which will be the 18th and 19th. Yesterday and the day before was for below, so they only have 2 days for above the ground, which is the 18th and the 19th. And this morning I want to talk about the benefits of green planting, the health benefits of green planting. It regulates digestive health. It's an excellent source of potassium. It prevents magnesium deficiency. It destroys harmful free radicals, promote brain function, boost immune system, help prevent gastric ulcers. It's a powerful antioxidant properties, excellent source of carbohydrates, improves heart health, maintain proper functioning of the urinary system, which means removal of waste, of toxic waste from the kidney. Help with weight loss and diabetes treatment. Improves eyesight and skin health. Ease menstrual discomfort and prevent miscarriage. It's a valuable anti-inflammatory agent. Restrict growth of cancer cell. Help gut sickness. It boosts respiratory system and restore damage to the nerves. Another good way to use it, and it's very important, is it helps in especially men with the sperm count. Some men cannot they have problem in producing because of low sperm count. And one of the better way to increase that is to eat green plantain. But you must do it with 3 other products. So you use garlic, ginger, and red onion as you saute that together, and you eat it with the green plantain, and that will help in the low sperm count, and also help the male where they are weak in their sexual duties. So we should be consuming quite a lot of the green plantain. Most of us want it ripe, but we should start thinking of using the green plantain as a meal to help all the above that was stated earlier on. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to run all over the place to doing a couple of things, JD. I do apologize for skipping out on you there for a minute. Reason being, I think I need to change that AC.
The AC? Okay.
Yeah, I think there's reason for that now. It's just not functioning the way it should be functioning, and that is giving us a bit of a bother. As a matter of fact, right now it's stuck on 25. I usually run it on between 16 and 20, and it's stuck on 25 there, which means that it is going to take a lot longer to cool this room. Just had the way I look at it, I probably would end up spending more maintaining it at this time
than a new one,
than getting a new one.
Call Greens, man.
Greens? Yeah, Greens Connect. Greens tingy. Where are they? Let me see if I could
call Greens, man.
Yeah, Greens Concept.
Greens Concept.
Yeah,
man.
Greens Concept should be able to handle this.
Is that right? That's what
Greens
that's what you
Concept.
have. That's what the man paying for his ad, you know.
Yeah.
Introduces the latest innovation in air conditioning technology in Grenada, providing the most energy efficient, environmentally friendly air conditioning units in Grenada. Using a natural refrigerant, our air conditioning unit systems are up to 40% more energy efficient than the current units used in the Grenadian market. Powerful cooling while using less electricity and very inexpensive. That means more money in your pocket. We offer free delivery to all locations of installation and installed by top quality trained professional engineers with over 20 years experience in the business. Contact Greens Concept 417-5460 or 442-1663. Email greensconcept@gmail.com. At Greens Concept, we cool you and the planet.
Greens Concepts announces special prices on 18,000 and 24,000 BTU units. You have been saving on power, now save on prices. Call us today.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent. Perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines. Yet suitable for your hand wash. Soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness. Keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents: soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Now more than ever, Flow is working hard to keep you connected to the things that matter most: your family, your work, and your favorite entertainment. We are also providing Flow Study free of charge so students can stay connected and up to date with their schoolwork. And because your safety is our highest priority, you can manage your account from the safety of your own home through the MyFlow app. We are here for you, keeping you connected.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Treat yourself from head to toe with A1 hair, skin, and beauty products from Sarah's Hair and Beauty Supply Store, located on Ben Jones Street in Grenville, close to the New Testament Church. Want to achieve that classy Instagram model look? Come visit us at Sarah's Beauty Salon. We offer expression, pre-stripped, and antibacterial braids, forelocks, jerry curl, deep wave, yaki weave. Lift-front wigs are also available, both synthetic and human hair. Of course, we offer a collection of extensions, Brazilian 100% human hair and Peruvian 100% virgin remedy. We provide our customers with the finest nail care products, eyelashes, do-rags, razors, shaving products, and weaving needles to keep you stylish and popping. Visit Sarah's Hair and Beauty Supply Store today, and remember, we treat our customers with the lowest prices nationwide and raging discounts store-wide. Sarah's Hair and Beauty Supply Store, where all your beauty wishes will most certainly be granted.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, when you're talking. You gotta be careful.
Care. You have to exercise care.
Careful.
Are you exercising care?
No, I'm casual.
You what?
I'm casual. Okay. Coming out of Mina's update today, well, yes, the ash is very important because a lot of the vegetables like the cabbage, the cauliflower, and the lettuce, I guess, these will be, these are affected, and we should pay particular attention to those crops. And then, as we were saying earlier on, the farmers should make good use of this opportune time to see how they were crying about export. Now is the time to export to St. Vincent, some of our produce.
Well, I don't know how much we have to export to St. Vincent. Honestly, I don't know how much we have to export in St. Vincent. I'd say straight up that our farmers, they've missed the boat. And that's the reason why they have missed the boat is simply because they have not been as prudent as they needed to be. You keep saying, hey, do this, and they don't bother. All they're concerned about is to plant lettuce, plant cabbage, plant pak choy, and plant celery, and whatever that. And they say, oh, that brings fast money. Now is the time to make more money, and they can't. Because you know what, as you just said, their lettuce is affected. If my vehicle was affected by the ash, their lettuce is affected. Their cabbages, that's affected too. Their tomatoes, they have to pay closer attention to the tomatoes.
Yeah.
And every other crop, they have to pay very close attention to it because that has been affected by the ash. But no, they ain't pay attention. Over the years, you keep saying to them, hey, you need to do this, and BJ is still planting watermelon. Good morning, BJ. How you doing?
Morning, Andrew.
Everything all right?
In public, everything is cool.
Nice to have you
Warm
in
and
studio.
easy. Nice to see you this morning. You look great.
I look great?
Made my day.
I did?
Yeah, seeing you look like that this morning actually energized me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
BJ, we've been speaking to our farmers have missed the boat again. Do you agree?
In relation to supplying...
In relation to being in a position to supply our brothers in St. Vincent.
Probably. St. Vincent is not short of food.
I know, I'm not saying that they're short of food. I'm just saying that a lot of farmers have looked at different posting by farmers. And a lot of farmers at present, they would have suffered quite a bit in terms of one farmer, I saw his whole acreage of tomatoes gone. I saw the tanias that he had planted, all the leaves fall. I mean, coming back, not that they can't come back because that's under the ground. And they're going to sprout new leaves as soon as they get some water and whatever. They're going to sprout new leaves. But that's going to retard their growth. All right? Coconut trees in a shamble. You know, a lot of this in the red zone area, a lot of the fruits and vegetables and whatever, I saw mango trees, they're struggling, but they're there. Yeah. I'm saying though, that BJ, we should have been in a better position to handle all of this.
Yes, Andre. Over the last maybe decade or so, if you notice, we are producing just beyond what the domestic market require, but we're not producing enough to export.
Exactly.
So we're in a sort of a limbo position.
Correct.
And this needs to be rectified.
And Gregory Bowen said it in his budget. He said it in his budget. Hey, we have areas that need this stuff.
Yes.
So we need to step up. But Cami, who made a trip around the island yesterday inadvertently from St. George's into Grenville, from Grenville to Sauters, from Sauters back to St. George's. She did that yesterday, and she was able to point out, hey, almost every corner she's seeing somebody trying to sell something.
yeah.
And she's saying, hey, the tomatoes, they are all ripe.
Yes.
So we're not even selling the green and half green tomatoes to anybody. We're selling them the ripe ones. And hey, are you telling me if I spend $5 a pound for your tomatoes, I have to eat all today?
You have to consume it in a short space of time.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, does it? No, it really and truly doesn't. So I again, our farmers, they're not listening.
Andre, you just couldn't blame it on the farmers themselves alone. Agriculture, like everything else, needs to be planned. And you couldn't farm in a disorganized way and expect to market in an organized way. It just don't work that way.
Correct.
The market needs to be organized, and then people should plant to satisfy the market. That's the way you go about doing this thing. You couldn't be hopeful when you're farming, you know. If you're farming as a hopeful farmer, you will get hopeful result.
And yeah, I agree that because we're hoping that something good happens.
Yes, and you couldn't live like that, Andre. Life
No,
is
we
not
can't.
a dream, you know.
No, we
and I'm not
can't.
saying that you don't have to dream. The point of making life is just not a dream. Life is a practical process, you know.
Well, marketing is key. Key. You know, who...
But how are we going to do this, BJ?
We need to organize, Andre, the way we do things, the way we farm, the way we produce stuff. All right? There are too many times that we have something and, you know, there is a glut on the market. And the next month or so, there is a scarcity. So it tells that you're not really planning your production to meet your demand. And this is where the problem is. Marketing board wanted to export butternut squash. They wanted to do a 20-foot container to the US, I think, somewhere every month.
Mm-hmm.
They targeted some farmers. The farmers started producing. They probably get one shipment, and by the time the other shipment is due,
nothing.
The plants or the fruit's not available. No, Andre couldn't really farm that way. It need to be organized. It need to be planned. You couldn't be setting up structures whereby you want to supply, you know, a supermarket consistently, and then all of a sudden, you know, for 6 months in the year you don't have. That doesn't make sense for you, and it don't make sense for the supermarket. It don't make sense for the consumers.
BJ, that's easy to do.
It's
When I
not
say
difficult.
the planning is easy to do, you have to know the conditions under which butternut squash produces at its best. You have to know all the things about the plant. And you now have to sit down and say, okay, fine, which are the areas we can deal with? And you pick out 5, 6, 7 farmers, whatever, and you say, okay, fine, I want you to, I'm going to enter into this agreement with you, and I'm going to take all your butternut squash, but you have to plant it in June.
Yes.
Because you know when it's going to be ready, BJ, and how it's going to produce.
Established market.
Right, and you speak to another
Established contract.
Right, you speak to another farmer and say, look, I want you to plant yours in August. Right. So you know all these things, but I told you last week, BJ, I'm tired.
Well, you can't get tired in the scheme of things.
I'm tired.
Andre, to do serious farming, organized farming, you need large parcels of land. This thing about a man have a little 2 acres, a little half acre around the corner there, and want to get involved in serious agriculture, I'm not sure about that. You're farming based on the context of your country. And we have a small country, and you probably think, well, 2 acres is good enough. Well, 2 acres in the scheme of things worldwide or regionally is nothing. And you couldn't, you know, have people outside there guaranteeing markets for you. And when the time reaches to deliver, the consumers cannot obtain the stuff. That is a waste of time. It's a whole collective approach you need to take. How about Andre? Marketing board wanted to export this butternut squash. How about them targeting estate to produce solely butternut squash? And that
24/7
estate is specialized in producing butternut squash, and they can rely on this entity rather than they trying to deal with
an individual farmer.
100 little squabbly little things from the corner.
Yeah,
the transportation costs alone to go pick up them stuff.
Waste of time.
More than what you're getting for it.
Whereas you could drive into the estate, load up the crates, and you're out.
You do everything. They pull the container right there.
Yeah,
and you pack
that's
right
it.
there.
That too. We still have government, and government, marketing board, half a dozen and six. Same father, same mother. Do you understand? Marketing, no, the grandfather and whatever. Marketing board is the child of government, the creation of government. So, you have Granbury Estate still there. You have Mount Rule Estate still there. And it belongs to who?
The people and government.
The government and people of this country. Create jobs, marketing board. Even if you create jobs and the jobs are for 8 months in the year, it is still a job for 8 months in the year.
You go and harvest fruits for 6 months and come back home from Canada.
Exactly, we do that.
In the US.
Plant butternut squash, plant what it is on that large scale, and listen what marketing board. If you get into that, if you say to government, okay, fine, look, I want half of whichever estate or quarter of whichever estate where I'm going to invest, we're going to invest in butternut squash, right? If you do that, guess what? You don't have to purchase a butternut squash from BJ again, you know.
Well, it's not just that, Andre. You see government now is trying to have private-public partnership in order to move the economic sector to kind of get it activated. Government realize by themselves alone it might be difficult to do certain things, and private people realize by themselves it might be difficult to get certain things done, or even at this pace you need to get it done. Now, Andre, is the same way those entity that drives the economy, for example, marketing board, some of the banks and whatever, they would have to team up, all right, Andre, in some cases with probably private people too, to get certain things done, you know. Government by themselves can't do it, and individuals by themselves sometimes cannot do it. But sometimes the plan is good and the idea is correct. Implementation costs money in a lot of cases. And we can sit down and talk as much as we want. If we don't put our money where our mouth are, then we could as well shut it up and sit in one corner and watch a good time roll.
Well, if the information is coming from the top, and I don't mean us, if the information is coming from the top, if Gregory Boyne in his first budget said that, and I keep hammering because that's stuck in my head.
And I think
if he said
idea,
it,
the idea is correct, and it's an opportunity that we should capitalize on. I had a brother that used to live in Dominica, all right, and he would send over food from Dominica to Tatula and those places, BVI, and they would get paid in US. And things like seasoning peppers and those things, they used to export that from one country to another. And the boat leaves maybe once or twice a week. We couldn't do the same thing. Why can't we target certain countries that can't produce anything? And
Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao.
Somewhere around that area, and that's not far.
That's right there.
That's right around the corner there. One day with a boat you get there.
Exactly. So, a fisherman lost and you end up in Aruba.
And those people have oil and they have this, and they're well developed compared to our country, and we should try to rob them up for some money.
Yeah, we should try to take some of the money out of the pocket.
Country, that's what the world is. Try to see how we can get our produce in people's country and establish proper markets and see where we can go. Somebody, telling me once, BJ, it's economies of scale, Grenada small, and we can't compete. I don't buy those bag of foolishness. Yes, we cannot compete in certain areas, but don't tell me that we cannot find niche market and sell our produce as niche produce. We have the best mango jullie in the world. We have the best watermelon in the world.
I met a gentleman.
We have the best nutmeg in the world. We have the best cocoa in the world.
Yeah.
We have the best almost of all the fruits in the world, Andre.
I met a gentleman. He's the gentleman, I think, who owns or who has, I'm not sure, well, let me not say own, but I think he has something to do with that blast. That thing that you see all over the place, the place where you get money. When you the entertainment thing where you get money if you spend money. I had a conversation with that gentleman, and one of the things that he said that jumped out at me, BJ, is like, he looked around and he says, Grenada needs to go into exotic agriculture.
Yes.
And I'm like, what? He says, yeah.
Yes.
He says,
exotic fruits.
He says, you guys need to be planting exotic fruit here. That is what you need to be doing and create that niche.
And because of the climate we have, we wouldn't see trouble to produce it.
Exactly. His words exactly.
Yep.
He said, but no one is focusing on that.
Nope.
Nobody's saying, okay, fine, you know what? I'm going to start planting these trees because everybody wants to make the dollar now. Nobody wants to make the dollar tomorrow.
And the agriculture have to develop with a plan, eh? And in a lot of cases, if you're just going in and just doing something and being hopeful, you will get hopeful result. It's going in the cricket, like playing a cricket match. You go there, you line up, you take your guard, and you start to bat. You have a day you're going to make a century when you're whooping, and you have a day first ball you're going to.
Vivian Richard.
Another Gale.
It happens, because you're hopeful about the thing. Whereas you find batsmen such as, Lara and Tenduker and stuff who understand the rules and the methodology of doing the thing. They always constantly making runs. It's not that you wouldn't have failure now and then. In life, you always have failures. But we shouldn't be frightened about failure when we know what we're doing. It's when you don't know what you're doing, you need to be worried. If you know what you're doing, it takes away the worrisome part of the whole thing, So that's where we are. We need to change that. We need to plan our agriculture better. We need to structure it in such a way. Andre, look at Kenco. We haven't planted no bitter lands that is less than 30, 40 acres. And those lands were just idle lands. But the guys don't have a plan. They come and they want to produce stuff, so they know now you can grow things on a large scale. In 18 months you'd have planted up 250 acres of cane? You're telling me that's only, short space of time? Are you telling me we couldn't target another crop and plant up a 500 acres in a year or two and start processing like Kinko are processing now? Are you telling me that's not the way we agriculture need to go to create sustainability and jobs and, add to GDP and put the country on the map and all those things? We need to farm in that kind of manner. We need to elevate from the little domestic gardening and the little scratchy on the hillside and seriously farm to make money, farm to create employment, farm to create sustainability, so a man can have 5 acres of land and decide I can send my children to university with those lands, using it wisely. I can keep my home alive and have a good life by farming 5 acres of land. But you would have to have a proper plan, and you would have to know what you're doing, and you would have to have the market.
Farm for your livelihood.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
This is where the problem is, Andre. People do this thing as a sustenance here. At a sustainable level. We don't really seriously. We just do this thing. Let me tell you, Andre. A man have a land. He come out to work during the day. He go chop 2 pieces of, cut 2 pieces of bush around the corner there. He go back home.
Yeah, and he say he's a farmer.
He say he's a farmer.
Yeah.
He go in the garden 7 o'clock and by 9 o'clock.
He back home.
Him tired and burn out and go back home and he say he done with that.
Yeah.
And
he's a farmer.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the man who get up in the morning, goes to and take that as a job. And he stays there.
Just 6 to 8
and
hours.
Sometimes it's not 6 to 8. Sometimes 6 in the morning to 6 in the night. You
Exactly.
What I'm saying? Sometimes that's what required to propel the thing and get it moving.
That is the problem. Is that I still believe that farmers in Grenada, and I think we've said it before, farmers in Grenada, they still take farming as a hobby.
Yeah, very well.
They don't take the farming thing as a job. It is a hobby, it's a business. And we have to. This is the first thing we have to do as a people. We have to embrace agriculture and realize it is not a hobby. It is not something that you do. I hear guys will be passing my way in the morning. JD, you hear them too. You hear them passing in the morning at 5 o'clock, at 6 o'clock. You know they can't see nothing in the land 5 o'clock, so they're taking at 5 o'clock to walk to the land and to make a hypocrite on somebody, you know. And then by the time you finish here, Jerry, and you are home, they're back home before you, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
They are back home before you. And then you say, hey, what happening? By relaxing, I come to the land and this morning. Come out and do what?
Exactly.
What did you do?
And Andrew, sometimes we turn around and we blame politicians and we blame who and we blame them. Andrew, we need to take a collective approach. We have to keep the politics out of that. We have to take this thing on a nationalistic point of view. You understand? We have to take it from a patriotic point of view and realize that, hang on, if we seriously want to develop our country and make it formidable and protect it from the influence of external people who want to control you and control your head by the food they give you to eat. It's our business. If we want to sit back and allow those things to happen and live those kind of life, it's our business, Andre. The United Nations say, if somebody feeding you, two things will eventually happen. They either get tired of feeding you or they poison you. One in the two. Either way you're going to death, so you better feed your own self. Not me, I say that United Nations.
Say it again, BJ. I want them to hear. What did the United Nations say?
United Nations say, hang on, let me tell you something. All right? If somebody's feeding you, two things will eventually happen. They either get tired of feeding you, all right? You're going to dead when they get tired. Or, Andre, they're going to poison you. You're still going to dead. So be careful of the people who feed you on a day-to-day basis. Be careful of what you eat.
All so right? That means you must have a very good relationship with the people who feeding you, you know?
Not just that, Andre. The people who feeding you can stop you from making children if they want to. You
exactly.
Know? By just putting certain thing in the food, you know. They could control you and your population too, you know.
So it is in the interest of our people to ensure not that we feed ourselves only, but that we feed the brothers and sisters who are close to us because we protect our own.
The health of a nation, Andre, is the wealth. You have to make sure we stay healthy, live healthy, do the right things, you know, produce good food, you know, and consume it.
You know, couple weeks I've been watching Jamaica, and what interested me, I saw a blind farmer, totally blind, and that man working. I don't know how he do this thing. The man planting, he
happens.
He
specialize in a little area.
And he walk, he walk into the garden, matching his plants. The man planting cabbage in a row.
But yeah, because he knows.
Yeah, he developed that extra.
He knows. He knows that his like cabbages, the between them, he knows that he has a 1 foot space to walk, and he knows that my cabbages is 100 feet. So he knows when he walks 98 steps, that gives him the 100 feet. He knows that. He's checking all this in his mind.
He knows
the computer is working. More than his brain has developed the capacity to operate now more than 1/3 of it. That is what it is. 23 minutes now on the upswing to the 9 o'clock hour. Andre Donald together with BJ and JD this morning. As per usual, we speak agriculture on Thursdays, but our main theme, which would run every Thursday, is that we need to organize more. We need to plant more. We need to eat more. And of course, we need to export more of our stuff, which would mean more money coming in, which would mean
all the forces, Andre, all the forces need to integrate and mesh more tightly and organize more efficiently. You couldn't tell me you have an institution and although jumping on anybody this morning, but you can't tell me you have an institution like marketing board and functioning the way it's functioning. That's a killer to the agriculture sector. Simple like that. And I don't have to put nothing more to say that. We need to restructure the thing. We need to get the thing organized and we need to get the thing moving. The purpose of setting up that is to eliminate, to alleviate, you understand, the stress of people having to try to run here, there and marketing things, you know, they should just be able to, send that in a depot. Marketing board should be, nobody shouldn't be selling any produce in Grenada cheaper than marketing board. Because they buy in bulk. And if you're buying in bulk, you should be able to get it, attract the cheapest price. The problem is that the relationship, they have no relationship with the people who are supplying them, or the relationship is so poor that they can't, they can't negotiate, they can't bargain, they can't do anything. And you have stuff already, like cucumbers, may have 9 crates of cucumbers, and marketing board say, we only want 5 crates, and we will pay you $1.50 for the 5 crates per pound. And I said, hang on, I have 9 crates. You pay me $1 and take the 9 crates. And they say, no, BJ, that we want. We only want, and they say, well, hang on. Just try to get the consumers to eat a little more now. They say, no, BJ. And the next day, they call him back.
And they want 4 crates again.
Yeah. And they have storeroom, they have storage, they have buildings, they have,
There's one person saying that government need to change the land policy. Hundreds of acres owned by an old man sitting in England or the US. And he's just sitting there. And that's true.
Well, Andrew, we need to
a lot of places. We need to change this thing.
Advocating this from a long time. You cannot have like agricultural lands in your country. I'm not talking like a man buy a little area to build him house and him trying to raise the money away. I'm not talking about that.
No.
I'm talking about serious agricultural lands that's sitting there, hundreds of acres that you should be using to develop your country, agriculturally. And somebody cannot be bothered. And it's like a waste of time, waste of resources, waste of everything. It's just sitting there, and this person probably hoping that time to come, they may cut roads and cut up the lands.
But you see it happening. You see it happening. You see a piece of land resting there.
Policy, Andrew, we need to keep agricultural lands. As agricultural lands, we're chopping up some of them important lands, too easily. Andrew, a time gonna come when we want back those lands, and we cannot bring them back together. It start happening already. I'm not saying that people are not supposed to own lands and have title and stuff like that. But you can't tell me your best agricultural lands, all of a sudden it on big housing scheme or big, residential area. What it is you're living for yourself, you're making yourself vulnerable, you're putting yourself in a position that, in a compromising position by doing that.
That's one of the reasons. Hold on, BJ. That's one of the reasons that I have come up with over the past, it was last week, I was sitting down and reasoning Shambo and trying to understand Shambo and realizing that. And I said, I have to say this morning, forgot, and what you said just brought it back up. Government, Shamba, shall never be owned or should never be owned by any individual.
And so
listen to me.
Should be a lot of places.
Shamba should not be owned by any individuals. You, the government, you are in the process of negotiating with the people who quote unquote own it. It is your intention to get it so that the farmers there who have plots on it can continue doing their farming. That is what should happen. Here's what should happen. Simply as this. You cut it up in different plots. You realize what the total is. You cut it up in different plots and you lease it. You lease it to the farmer. And that you lease it to him, and the lease is renewed, say, every 5 years. And if he's not farming, you put all the conditions in. If it's BJ has a piece and JD has a piece, and JD is doing what he has to do and continuing over the 5 years, no problem. Lease is renewed. BJ, you're not doing your farming, bro. We see Briar and how they call the thing? Glory Cedar growing there. We know you do all good. Forget that, bro. You're gonna lose that lease. If you give it to the farmer, what you'd find happening is that sooner rather than later, the farmer is gonna build a home. Or his son, Daimi fatherland, are going and build a house. No one can stop him. So do not, for crying out loud, do not give it to the farmer. You lease it to them for a 5-year period, a 10-year period, and the lease is renewable, and it continues like that. We got a caller. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning to all the gentlemen.
Mr. Bridgman.
Yeah, I tend to support you there, but not totally. 5 years lease may not be not the best. A longer period. But I support you that with the scarcity, because we hear everybody say about scarcity of land in Grenada, it should not be owned unless it's your own land, but it should not be just given to farmers like that. So I support that part of it. A proper agreement make. And I sit there and I was just thinking of people like Renwick and Thompson and Hubbard and these places and them. Even the Ramlanese, the branches. A proper arrangement should be tied with these people and them that have this massive amount of land still. We hear a lot about it, about zoning lands and about empty lands and whatnot. But I think a most serious input should be put into that. For instance, you have one or two of the estates that government has listed out, which is not doing very well as far as we are. To perhaps sit with the people and see what could be the major problem. Is it that the overhead cost is too much and whatnot? Because you're talking about unemployment, you're talking about food security, you're talking about developing the island, and this is the way forward. I'm not satisfied that enough emphasis is put into those things, and so I support you there. That we need to put all these big acreage of land under some sort of control. And yes, the government shouldn't really hold the responsibility for this land. So, like we had what they call farms corporation, or whatever name you want to give them, but come with a more relaxed situation where these farmers could see their way. And as I said, not 5 years and 10 years. Because to me, all the lands that they have listed, that the government had listed, or whatever they call it, are not doing very well. And something has to be wrong somewhere, and you should be sitting with these people and come up with a new strategy. Something should be done. Because you have massive amount of land. We're talking about Grenada don't have much land and whatnot, but you have massive amount of land lying there idle. For instance, where I was in Black Bay, you have something like about 92 acres of land. And
what's happening with that land, Clifford?
That, as far as I know, nothing serious. There's a little bit of cash crop.
And you got water running right through the land, correct?
Oh man, water is the good thing in the water is that it passes through the center of the land.
There you go.
So you have water on both sides, and the soil there, I could tell you, Mr. Andre, it is one of the best soils in Grenada. You don't have to dig with focus if you want to plant anything, and it's not to say that it's a quick dry soil. Very, very good. So I mean, the agronomists and them in the ministry should be sitting and coming up with some ideas and plans. Why you have 92 acres of land lying there? You have a place for pump and whatnot. At least while I was there, we were trying to put in a pump. So why you have in Grenville, I know 68 acres that the branch have sold, and that have lined from the day that he sell it up to now, and that is over 10 years now. I think a company in Barbados bought it, and they wanted us to cut it, and government stopped them. I'm not too sure any, but 68 acres of land is lying there. Good land.
These are things that marketing and national important board should know, and these are the areas they should invest in, and they shouldn't be divesting of their lands and giving it to cane co to plant cane.
Look at
the
same place down in town in Bonaccord Estate.
Yeah,
it's over 200 acres, and marketing board was listing from a branch. Very little is done there, Mister. That place have not make, some of it fell, but you have not make like rain down there. Something should be done, some seriousness. BJ people like you have to get up and talk. Something should be done where you can get these lands, and if the ratio that government give them was too high, let's sit down and come up with something.
I got you, bro. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for your comments this morning. Let me ask you something, JD. If government or someone was to call you now and say, hey, you are doing these blocks of land, these its little pieces, would you be interested in, say, 50 acres? We are willing to give you the implements that are needed. Can you manage it?
Sure.
What would you do?
But a lot of things that we could get into production.
No, not what would you plan, but what would you do if that offer comes your way?
Yeah.
What is yeah? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that is good. That can be done. Because a lot of things that we import, like for instance corn. I don't see why we have been importing corn flour and so corn. We could produce enough corn, have your meal, grind your own corn, and then stop importing. You have to import corn meal. You could do a lot of things. You have cassava flour. A lot of things can be done in agriculture and still there to be done. Quite a number of things could be done.
Andrew, what is necessary is that to develop the agriculture sector is that we need to set up some small industries, profitable ones, viable ones. You need projects that incorporate, that encompasses agricultural activity. That's what you really need. If a man has a 20-acre, block of land, what it is he going to plant? He going to put in some nutmeg. That is not doing justice. He going to do some cocoa. That is not profitable, because I do both myself. Andre, he turns to vegetable. Uncertainties.
Yeah.
He deals with banana. Can't find market. What it is he really going to plant? Some watermelon? Well, if you plant 1 acre of watermelon, you can flood the entire market in domestic market. You can get 40 to 60,000 pounds. What you going to do with this? How many watermelon people can consume with, 80,000 people at the Grenada, man, a little bit of people we have. We have to structure our agriculture, Andre. Let me explain to you. For example, you take Shambo, something like cassava that don't require plenty, but you'll have to do your market research and all your studies and stuff. I'm just giving a for instance here. You may say, okay, you know something? We actually planting cassava. This area here, this block of land here, 100 acres, we're doing that in cassava. We're going to provide the land prep, we're going to provide the equipment, we're going to provide the irrigation. We want you farmers to manage that. Don't worry about the selling of the stuff. You just have to be responsible for the management of your farm and the production aspect of things. And Andre, structure it in such a way where you have consistency, so you can, in fact, flour don't spoil that easy if you make it properly, and you can make those things, bag it, export it, or even sell it locally. If you keep the cassava there, leave it under the ground, you're going to spoil. So is most agricultural produce. You have to add value. You have to, enhance the shelf life. How about they call Grenada land of spice? What's about with turmeric? And what's about with ginger? I just buy those things, Andrew, and they're coming from Jamaica, tea bags. And every time you drop it in a cup, me fret. You understand?
Yeah.
Because I know you don't good. I know it's a more water down thing. You understand what I'm going to tell you? And,
wow.
And Andrew, you're telling me we can grow those things and, crush them, grind them, package properly, and export those things. If it didn't sell this month, you don't bother because you know
it's going to
come. Stay for 2-3 months. And
stay for a
all
year.
Of a sudden, you find that people gravitate, because everybody who comes to Grenada does gravitate towards our food for one reason or another. Because the way we flavor up things and we do. You're telling me, Andre, that our spices cannot find and become renowned internationally, and we can make whole heap of money out of this thing? Are you telling me Baran would have come here, hook up a piece of land and we pack somewhere in some building in Paul's down there or wherever, and Andre buy with peppers, buy with this, buy with that, and then all of a sudden the product is known worldwide? All the money that they make, probably 1/10 of it what is staying here, the rest is being shipped out to wherever they come from, and I have no problem with investors. But I'm saying that we need to be careful with how we structure in agriculture. You can structure it in such a way that you think you are developing, but actually what you are doing is taking out money from your country and send out. The same thing you're trying to avoid. You need to have projects whereby the money stays here to help develop the agriculture sector and develop the country. So you have growth. If as you make the money, you take it out from here and send it somewhere else, you're just using your country as a host, you know. And you have parasitic elements come in and suck it up and vomit the money outside there. You know, you better be careful with that.
No, I'm still, you see, BJ, I'm still baffled. I'm still baffled by one of the biggest. I don't even know the word to use for it, but I'll tell you what happened. Back in the 90s, we decided, or nutmeg industry decided, okay, fine, we're gonna do nutmeg oil. They got the plant up and running. Nutmeg oil was selling like crazy, BJ.
Mm-hmm.
And then a commodity that was making so much money for the nutmeg industry, you know, they just disappeared.
It's quite possible.
The machinery was just left to rust in Lower Mali here. Dr. Antoine wrote a proposal and say, hey, rent me the facility and I'll do the
production
of the oil.
No.
They said no. And they're not doing it themselves. They would not give someone the opportunity to do it. So it must be craziness. And then Leo Cato jumping on thing and talking about they sending thing to farmers in St. Vincent. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? I mean, come on. Got a caller. Good morning. Our final caller. Hi.
Yeah, final. Yeah, I want to support you again because, listen, the Nutmeg Association just told us that they want to train people to work nutmeg lands, to send them back into the field.
And do what with the nutmeg?
Pay them to go and plant more nutmeg. Well, if you train people to plant more nutmeg, that you are telling us that the future for nutmeg is there.
Exactly.
Right? The Cocoa Association is intended to build a new factory in Moncton.
Yeah.
Well, if you're building a new factory, you're telling us that the future of cocoa is there. So where is the hold up? What is the stop?
Clifford.
And the farmers that are working now still are not satisfied with what they are getting. So something is wrong somewhere.
BJ wants to ask you something, Clifford. Quickly.
Yep.
Clifford, if you don't know where you're going, any road taking you there, you can do anything, you know.
But they're supposed to know where they're going because if they tell you they're building a next factory, that will cost thousands of dollars. And you're selling people, you're paying people to go and learn to plant nutmeg. What you planting nutmeg for?
Clifford,
the minister said a few weeks ago.
Planting it to put it in bags.
Okay.
And export it abroad like we've been doing from God know when. From since Christopher Columbus.
Well, they don't want much money but they could make with that because the minister said that the nutmegs that are in the field that not pick up is about 25 to 30% or more.
And why?
And that is because
of the price.
Lands and whatnot.
But you remember, Clifford, when nutmegs was $5 a pound, people go and sweep under the tree because they don't want to leave back one seed.
Yeah. So something is wrong somewhere. Somebody is not sitting down and talk to people in the right way.
Gotta go, Bridgman. Time is on us. Okay, great, good. It's real. It's 91.9. BJ, thank you so much. JD, of course, you're the pillar. You're the man that makes it happen. Yeah, you give me the strength on Thursday mornings, bro. Friday morning, I don't need no strength. I like confusion.
You know something? We need to use the wall and zero in our country because we are Grenadians. Use it in such a way that we can maximize what we get from it, but at the same time we need to leave it properly for the next generation to come.
Most definitely. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful morning.
Goodbye. Another week again.
Okay, good. Great.
Bye.
Take care.
So whatever changes would apply to either persons who are fully vaccinated, and that is, when we say fully vaccinated, we mean at least 2 weeks after you have received your second dose of one of the WHO approved vaccines, or at least 2 weeks after after the approved single dose vaccine. All right. So we have there are several examples of the 2-dose vaccines, such as the AstraZeneca,